Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lakshani Ranasinghe. The title of my research is Factors Affecting Employee Performance, a study of logistics service provider in Sri Lanka. First author is myself, and second author is Dr. Anuradha Iddagoda, my supervisor. These are the key points in my presentation, but due to the time constraint, I am only going to explain about the company introduction, problem statement, objective of the study, literature review, the research methodology, data analysis, then findings, recommendations, limitations, and summary. Let me briefly explain about my selected organization. I have selected an organization in a logistics sector in Sri Lanka. Then moving to my next topic, problem statement. My problem statement is what are the factors affecting on employee performance of managerial employees of the selected organization. Then moving on, the objective of the research. My general objective is to identify the factors affecting employee performance. Then specific objectives are first one to identify the impact of employee work-life balance on employee job performance. Second, to identify the impact of leadership on employee job performance. Thirdly, to identify the impact of job stress on employee job performance. Fourthly, to identify the impact of interpersonal relationship on employee job performance. Then final specific objective is to give suggestions to the top management. When we come to the literature review, in my conceptual framework, there are 5 variables. Due to time constraint, I'm only going to tell about my dependent variable, which is employee performance. According to Sturwood and Brown 2011 said the employee performance as the contribution that individuals make to the organization that employs them. Then you can see the literature review on independent variables as well. Then moving on to my conceptual framework, there are 2 variables, independent variable and dependent variable. Dependent variables are work-life balance, leadership, job stress, and interpersonal relationship. Then moving on to the research methodology, through the research design, under the Umasekaran 2003 identified that there are 6 components. When it comes to this research, the purpose of the study is hypothesis testing, extent for researchers interface with the study is minimum interface, types of investigation is correlational, unit of analysis is individual, study setting is non-contrived, and time horizon of the study is cross-sectional. When we come to the hypothesis, there are 4 hypotheses. I'll explain my first hypothesis, null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. There is no impact of work-life balance on employee performance, and there is an impact of work-life balance on employee performance. Then moving on to my population and sample. Population of the selected company is 140 employees, and the sample technique is selected 30 employees in the organization to collect data through the simple random sampling techniques. The sample rule I use here is Roscoe 1975, cited in Sekaran 2003, state that when deciding the sample is that the sample size larger than 30 and less than 500 are appropriate for most research. Then these are my data analysis. I use questionnaires to gather my data. And in my questionnaire, my first 5 questions are based on the employee personal information. To that, these are the figures I got through the analysis, the data. Then when we come to my first hypothesis, there is an impact of work-life balance on employee performance. The significance in at 0.01 level in two-tail and arrived at a Pearson correlation of 0.496. And there is a relationship between work-life balance and employee performance. So my first hypothesis accepted. And then also my second hypothesis, the impact of leadership on employee performance, also accepted. Then my third and fourth both hypotheses are accepted. By analyzing the data through the SPSS, I realized that there is an impact of these factors on employee performance. Then moving to these are my recommendations to the top management. Then better supervision will increase the performance of the employees. Then conducting a training program for every employees will increase the leadership skills of the employees. Then conducting seminars and workshops for a holistic work-life balance, and create a formal stress management program, and providing a counseling is order to better cope with stress. Then promoting friendship at work by initiating social activities both inside and outside of the workplace will increase the interpersonal relationship of the organization. When it comes to limitation, the time available did not allow for the depth study into all factors affecting to the employee performance. Then my sample is limited to 30, and their population is 101st from everyone. And due to this pandemic situation, it's difficult to gather all data. So that's been my end of my presentation. Let me give you a summary on what I have been talking about over the last minute. I have been talking about the company introduction, problem statement, objective of the study, literature review, research methodology, data analysis, findings, recommendations, and limitation. Thank you so much for your attention.